My name is J.S Anderson. I was a pilot in the RAF and started off at 152 Squadron at Warwell. To begin with, I joined the Royal Air Force VR in Derby, and when the war started we were mobilised, of course, and went down to Bexhill for ITW. From then I went to Hanworth Park for initial flying training on Magisters. Then on to Sealand for intermediate and advanced flying training on Masters. From there we went to quite close by to Harden, near Chester, for ITW, not ITW, OTU on Spitfires. It's interesting to note now that the OTU course lasted 10 days, where today I think it lasts about 2 years. From there I went to 152 Squadron at Warwell. There were 4 others. Howard Marsh, Peter Humphreys, and a chap called Fox Mail. That was in September, yes, September 40. I broke a Spitfire there, and I think as for a bit further training I was sent to 234 Squadron at Portreath. At St Devil. I was there for a month and then came back to Warwell 152, and then we eventually went down to Cornwall in about March, I think, that year, to Portreath, doing convoy patrols and the odd X-raid. From there I was posted to 91 Squadron at Orkinge, where we were doing patrols down the French coast as far as Dieppe, and the other way as far as Ostend, mainly looking for possible build-ups of invasion barges, but by that time the German invasion was postponed for forever, really. That's as far as I got with 152. Is that? Do you want to know where I've been since?
You can do. It's up to you.
Okay. Well, from there I went overseas. I got a posting. You didn't know where you were going in those days. You were just posted overseas. So it turned out to be Aden we were sent to, supposedly to form an OTU. But there were about, I should say, about 30 instructors and 2 courses of pupils and no aeroplanes. So that didn't work out very well, and we were sent up then up the Red Sea, where we went on the New Mauritania, and joined the 8th Army Air Force, which was in the process of retreating back towards Egypt. It was halted at Alamein, and I was with 33 Squadron then flying Hurricanes, and the main occupation was patrolling Alamein. When things quietened down a little bit, we were withdrawn to a place called Idku in Egypt, and they 33 were going to do night fighting, I think, and I was posted to 145 because I got experience on Spitfires. That suited me fine. We're back on Spitfires again, although the serviceability was terrible in the early period. They sort of solved most of the problems very quickly, but at one time we had a service availability of about 3 or 4 aircraft for the squadron. When the 8th Army moved on through Alamein, we followed up about a few miles behind on airfields which had been rolled out of the desert by tank transporters, running up and down and smoothing out the molehills. I went like that from Alamein to Tunis, and then went back to Egypt for a spell of instructing at Ismailia. This was back on Hurricanes again then, until I was there for about 9 months or so, and then went back to the desert with 94 Squadron, who were near El Adam and were flying sweeps over Crete with long-range tanks. Once that's right, Greece was invaded by the army, and we followed up, bypassed Crete then, and landed in Athens, and we went all the way up Greece. The Germans were by then retreating as fast as they could go. We were strafing trains and road transport until they got out of range of Athens, so we then moved to Salonika and followed them further. Once they got out of range, we were 94 Squadron, I think, was disbanded. I'm not sure, but I think they were. I went across to Italy with 253 Squadron as a flight commander, and then we moved from Italy to Yugoslavia, and that's where I was when the war finished, and came home from there.